And
did you have rhetoric and literature every year?
Did
you have rhetoric and literature every year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Some form of English. I'm not sure about rhetoric, but we had some form, and we had other literature, but that was extra. Then just for so we would have plenty. We had music and spelling. And society, that wasn't really a class, but nobody minded that, and so anyhow. But it was but Mr. and Ms. Rags were good teachers, both of them. She taught mostly mathematics and history, and he taught he taught whatever he taught the languages, and but they usually had we had a woman that taught rhetoric and some of that lighter English stuff. But he took those. He took the languages.
How many teachers would you say taught at the school during the time you were there?
Well, mostly Mr. and Ms. Ragsdale, and then there was one woman named Annie Brown Sale. She taught elocution. That wasn't you paid for them. That school didn't furnish them. But she could teach some of these. She taught rhetoric and some of the English classes. And Mr. Sharon taught. I think it was the last year we had a class in physics. And by that time they had made a place down in the basement where they had room. Only that when I was there, actually, until that last year, there wasn't but 2 rooms really that we used. Well, Annie Brown Sale had her room, and we'd go down there for classes. And then the music teachers came and took, didn't have anything to do with the school. She was just allowed to come and take pupils there.
Now that was still that way when I was in the 8th grade. Yes, I believe Mrs. King still came and taught music when I was in the 8th grade.
Lila King?
I believe it was.
Well, yes. She took a lot of music. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'm not sure. No,
Margaret Kelly was there when I was.
Margaret Kelly, then maybe that's who it was. Okay. I know someone still came when I was in 8th grade. Now, is this the basement, this bottom, where these bottom windows are? Okay. Now, I believe part of that basement still remains. I believe even the other building, the one that was torn down for this new one, I think part of it was built over that original basement. I really do. Yeah. I do. I really do. And then, so you had classes on these 2 floors, basically?
No. The elementary school was right under the study hall there.
Oh, I see.
At the top. The elementary school was there.
On this floor.
And then there was on that other side, there was 2 rooms. Over here, this was divided into 2 rooms, and they used that mostly for a courtroom. And that one behind us where we had classes, and that was the recitation room. And most of it, a lot of the recitation was up here in the study hall with the elementary. And down here, all this was vacant. Well, that last year, that's where Mr. Sharon taught the physics class. Down here, they fixed that up, a room. Down here, I come by in 1925. Viola was teaching up at Heath, and she, I told her I'd like to go to school with her one day, and I went up there, and they had domestic science, and that's not what I...
Home economics.
Home economics. There, they were tables and cutting out garments, and I don't know what else they did, but anyhow, Angie Hill was the teacher too. She was teaching there then.
Well, now who is Miss Oni Hill?
She was my Latin teacher.
Okay,
I had 2 years of Latin with her.
There was a plaque in the old building, and we still have it. It was a bronze type plaque dedicated to her in the old building. We're going to try to find a place for those,
And I had 2 years of algebra with her.
How about Miss Oni? Who was Miss Oni?
She was a teacher, but she taught the elementary schools other places. She didn't teach it. While I was there, she didn't teach it around. Didn't teach in the high school at all or anything. I think maybe James went. I think she was. I don't know. But she was. Maybe she taught the elementary school. I don't know.
She wasn't a teacher when I was there, but she taught you what?
Latin
Latin.
and algebra, 2 years each.
Now, how was she related to Angie and,
I don't know for sure. I don't believe that was. I don't think she was an aunt or I don't know. She was related somehow. I'm Mr. Hill and Miss Olney's husband. They were related somehow.
I thought they were brothers.
Hmm.
I thought they were brothers.
Then well, they could have been. I forgot.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. I knew her when I saw her, but I didn't know her. I didn't know her very well. Just when I saw her. And
Well, she graduated from elementary up to high school by the time you were there. Because she was still teaching elementary when I was there.
yeah, she was when I was there. I never saw very much of her. I think she helped the Hill children, encouraged them and got the kind of well, at least the girls went a little bit further. I don't know about Robert and Frank. I don't know for sure, but anyhow, I think she was one that kind of encouraged all of them. And Mr. Hill, did you all know, any of you know Mr. Hill? Well, there's Ms. Hill kept boarders when she could, and I don't know, Mr. Hill. He one. I kind of think I don't know. He just kind of slid along one way or another. My brother used to stay there. Of course, Frank and he were the same age, and he used to stay there sometimes. And he gets a big charge out of the way it was. But Mr. Hill, he'd sit there and take it all in, but he didn't say anything. And I don't know. I had an idea he wasn't very work riddled either. I don't know. And he would had those girls that board there. He wouldn't let his girls go up to Heath. There was a blacksmith shop up there and a store, and he wouldn't allow them to go up there. And Irma Kimbrough went over there and was boarding there. And one day she wanted a tablet at the store. Well, he says, you don't have to go get it. She said, well, the boys can go. Well, she wanted to go herself. And no, you don't, they can go. And she said, I'll go get my own tablets. And he wouldn't let his girls go up there. He said they talked about them when they went up there. Mr. Tapp said he had the biggest mouth of any of them up there.
Now that was right there at Heath, at the crossroads?
Yeah, at the crossroads.
There was a blacksmith shop
Yeah,
and a store.
It was on it'd be the north side and the left.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then there was two stores there at once. I don't know where they were. I think they were both there. Part of the time, anyhow, I've forgotten.
Well, now, does the school now sit approximately in the same area where these schools sat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So that's the side of the road and everything.
Yes.
Well, do you know who donated the land for that school, or to whom it belonged before the original building was built?
I've heard it over and over again, and I
but
don't know.
I think
sure.
I could find it, but I don't recall. Just
I believe it was. I think that whoever owned that big house there on the.
on the north side of the school.
Yeah.
That white house that's just all but in shambles now. Have you noticed it? It's just pitiful.
Well,
And
that was
the
the
porch.
Smiths.
The porch is off of it.
Were the Smiths there?